feeling stuck is actually the best thing that could happen to you in your life. This is because when you feel stuck, it is simply an indication your body and your mind give to you to tell you that you are not going exactly where you actually want to go in your life. So basically you need to switch directions. So when you feel stuck, a lot of people stay in this and they start dwelling in it and getting upset, but it's actually a great thing to show you that you actually don't want to be there anymore, and your body and your mind are so ready to grow into a different direction of your life. So it either means that one, you're not taking action in what you actually want to do in your life, or number two, you need to completely change directions overall. So a lot of people, they have this desire and this bit of purpose. Everyone has some sort of a purpose in their life, right, that you want to execute, but most people don't do that. And for example, I wanted to start YouTube for a little bit. I just had the idea, but I thought, okay, what about this? What about this? And it's really funny because the whole reason that I actually started was because of a dream that I had. So I actually ask myself questions before I sleep if I'm stressed about something or if I'm trying to figure something out. It's called auto-suggestion. It's really good for your dreams. So if you're feeling stuck, that's actually a really good technique that you can use. Before you go to sleep, say, give me the answers to this. You literally will dream about it. Like, your brain knows the answers to everything, but it's whether or not your conscious mind wants to accept it. So yeah, I asked myself, I was struggling with a problem, and I was thinking, okay, I don't know what to do about this. Let me ask my dream. And it was about people. It wasn't a thing to do with, whatever. And I asked, what should I do with these people? That was the question. But my dream, it got rid of the people completely, and it put this in front of me. It put like this in front of me. And in my dream, I felt a lot of jealousy because somebody else, aka the people I was asking for, was creating exactly what I wanted to create and helping people in the way that I wanted to help people. So then I woke up and I realized, hold on, what the fuck, I actually don't care about this. I care about this, my creation. It gave me that sense of direction, because in the moment I was feeling stuck. I was feeling like, what should I do in this area of my life, because I'm quite an independent person. So when I started thinking about focusing on people, my brain I felt stuck, I guess, and my brain brought me back to exactly what my bit of my purpose is, right? You will often, again, you should really try the dream thing, but you will often get the answers of basically through your instincts, right? You have to be completely truthful with yourself, and this is why people remain stuck, is because most people can't be completely truthful with themselves, because it means that they have to accept that they've been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or like they've been doing the wrong thing this whole time, or that their effort was not worth it, but here's the thing, your effort was useless and you're going to continue wasting your time, or you're going to redirect yourself into a direction that you actually want to go in and it's going to be worthwhile. At some point, everyone's going to have to accept that they've wasted their time, and you should actually be blessed to realize that, you should feel blessed to realize that, okay, I've got this indication of I need to go somewhere else. So that's the amazing thing about it. Don't just sit and become upset in it. Really look for, right, this direction isn't working for me anymore. This has happened many times in my life before, and a lot of the time, most of the times, it's actually very difficult for me to take action, because you naturally want to procrastinate and become lazy, because it means, when you're changing the direction of your life, it means you have to put in the effort. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, when I started making YouTube videos, I had to actually get up and film and learn, I don't know, some basic stuff, and post and this, that, and the other, and I had to kind of put my ego aside and just think very, for that. Luckily, it was made a lot easier for me because of what I felt in my dream. That dream was so crazy. But yeah, a great thing would be to just sit and visualize. Imagine your life in 10 years, right? And look at the actions that you're doing right now. Look at, what do you do when you wake up? What do you eat? What habits do you have? Do you work? Do you not work? Do you go to the gym? Do you not go to the gym? Who are the people that are around you? The reason that you feel stuck is because there is a misalignment with the people around you, or the things that you're doing every single day, with what your purpose and what you actually want to do is. So you're going to feel this restlessness, and anybody who's in that position that they don't know how to solve it is going to get depressed, and they're going to think it's a problem with them, when actually it's a sign being given to them to change direction. So if you're somebody who you feel stuck, okay, and let's say you look at your habits and you're like, this is where it's going to, you can contingency plans, okay? You got to look at it strategically. So for example, me, if I look at my life, what do? If I carry on the way that I'm going, I'm going to be very successful if I stay consistent with how I've been consistent, right? Because I know, okay, the habits that I've got, or I do a decent amount of work even when I don't have any work to do. I create work, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I work on myself, and I help people, right? And so that's going to build my character. That's going to make me a better person in my career. That's going to make me more skilled. And it's also, what was the other thing I said? It's going to make me fitter and healthier in the long term. So that aligns with my desires for life, because I know that, okay, I do want to be successful in my career. I want to be very, very successful in my career. And I also want to be a really good person, a very independent, stable person, which I believe that I am now, but I will continue becoming more and more of that over time because of what I'm doing. So you really need to sit and actually be completely raw and honest with yourself about what am I doing every single day? What is this adding to my life? How is it affecting me? Will I see this in 10 years? A lot of people are scared to think about the future. Most people don't want to think about the future because it means that you have to confront everything you're doing right now and confront the fact that a lot of the stuff you're doing may be actually very wrong and not good for you. But again, like I've said this before, you can either sit there like a victim and continue doing it because no one's going to force you, or you're going to feel the discomfort because you're going to feel it either way and just get up and do something and actually make a change. And that way you won't feel restless anymore. You feel like you're actually creating something and putting something into your purpose or what you is truly, good for you as a person. I always say this: you take the easy decisions now, you're going to live a difficult life. You make the difficult decisions now, you're going to live an easy life. And again, like I said, it's completely your choice which one you want to pick. 100% is completely your choice. And it's difficult to sit and accept that I've been doing the wrong thing, or I've this is getting me nowhere, because it means you have to, or your effort might have been useless. But you know what? It's not. There's a lot of time where I've felt like I've had to hold on to something in the past because I feel like that means my effort wasn't worth it. And like, I won't admit that I'm wrong because it's an ego thing. It's simply an ego thing that makes you stay in a situation because you put so much effort into something. For example, if I'm like thinking that this is my career and I put so much effort constantly into working on this, and then I later realize actually this isn't for me, egotistically, I'm going to be driven to actually ignore that instinct and keep going because it shows that all my effort, like there's no way I'm going to accept egotistically that all my effort was useless. There are a lot of these tricks that your brain plays on you and you cannot fall for it. Like even nowadays, I'm so big on I love my brain, but I'm also very wary because I know your brain it lies to you. It really does lie to you. And it's your job to be as truthful and upfront as you possibly can because that's the only thing that's going to help you develop, right? So sit and be completely truthful. What makes you feel restless? What people make you feel restless? And think why. Say, do I want this in 10 years' time? Where is this going to get me in 10 years? Do I agree with that? Think same thing with your habits. Because that's going to tell you, if you think in 10 years, there's a lot of people that I've spoken to, for example, that so like somebody I was speaking to a while ago, we're talking about drugs, right? And I was saying, okay, well, do you not see yourself sober in 10 years' time? And they were like, yeah, of course I do. So I was like, why didn't you stop? Like, I don't know, why didn't you stop it early or whatever? Because I was like, when you do it to this extent, it can get in a habit, which will make it more difficult in the long term because that's simply just how it works. So yeah, people don't really want to accept, want to accept that, the longer they do the easy thing, it's going to make it more difficult. Said this a billion times, I'm not being a hypocrite. I usually make the difficult decisions. I'm just that type of person because I've trained myself to over time. And I know the direction which I'd like my life to go into. And if I'm in the wrong, as much as my ego doesn't want to accept it, I will say, yep, I'm wrong. I need to do something about this. But yeah, I do still, there are times where I do lie to myself because everybody does. I'm not going to pretend to be perfect because it's a human phenomenon. Your brain is always going to lie to yourself to protect you, to do something to you, but you just need to make sure that it doesn't happen all the time because that's the only way you have control over yourself. So yeah, you're not really stuck. Your brain is just unsatisfied with where you're at now. I've made a couple videos on that. You can go have a look at it, but I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you next time.